The Eagles are a good team. They've been you can argue there's been some luck involved in over these past few weeks. I think the luck stops here. Well, at least for this game. Because I think the 49ers, they've been on a whole different stratosphere. You just look at recent games and you look at the Eagles and look for the 49ers been stomping their opponents. And yeah, man, Brock Purdy, I think Brock Purdy will have a good day.
Play the song with your heart. Play the song with your heart.
And one time. Go to the picks for Sunday night. Well, Sunday, excuse me. Week 13. No Bills, no Ravens. Upset.
Still got some good games.
Yeah,
or at least one really good game.
Yeah, but I'm gonna miss my guy Josh Allen, my fantasy team, and Dalton Kincaid.
I'm missing 3 starters on fantasy this week. I'm going to lose and I'm going to lose the first round bye in the process.
Gardner Minshew, please come
Derek
through.
Carr, I can't believe I got to rely on.
Oh man, yeah, you're. That's a bad one. All right, let's go.
Marquise Brown might not even play either. So.
Yeah, Marquise Brown.
Finished.
Yeah. Well, let's go to
a trade will be made. Reek might have to go next week.
Reek might come my way. I got a little package deal. You feel me? I got next week though. Anywho, week 13. Let's get down to business. First game on the docket: Chargers versus Patriots.
There may not be Keenan Allen this game.
Yeah. Which is
concerning to say the least.
I'm gonna go with the chart. Bro. The Patriots lost to the freaking Giants with Tommy DeVito. Give me the Chargers this game in an ugly contest.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Chargers too. Because the Patriots, they're just. Ramondre might have another big game, though. Ramondre fantasy owners, you might be eating this week. I don't know.
I'm glad I'm not playing him. I know that for sure.
Played him last week. Oh, my
goodness. Yeah.
141 points on my head.
Free Justin Herbert. Get that guy out of there. Get Brandon Staley out of there.
Yeah.
And give him a real wide receiver too, besides Keenan Allen, because Mike Williams and Quentin Johnson are not it.
QJ, oh my goodness, he's horrible.
Oh my God.
Good grief.
Oh my God.
Can't believe he tricked everybody.
He ain't tricked me.
Keon Coleman, this is your last. Keon Coleman is the last hope for them type of build wide receivers, the big guys who don't really run good routes like that. He's the last hope. Because after that, they're finished in this league.
Oh, yeah. Well.
You got Cardinals and Steelers now.
Yep.
I'm going to go Steelers because they always find a way to win the fakest 7-4 teams I've ever seen in my life.
I need them to win the division. Let's go, Steelers. I got a parlay that I need them to win the division, so let's go. I'm going with the Steelers on this one.
The offense looked pretty good last week.
Even though they only scored 16, I think it was. Yeah. But they had, for the first time in like 50 games, I think they have over 400 yards offense, so that's a good sign. Jalen Warren's come to his own. I wanted Jalen. I was trying to draft Jalen Warren in fantasy, but somebody had to grab him before me. But anywho, yeah, Jalen Warren is good.
Freiermuth involved.
Yeah, man, I want him so bad. I was trying to get him on waivers, and then somebody had to scoop him up. The life of having a top 2 seed in fantasy. That's just the life of it all. All right, both have Steelers. Colts versus Titans. Give me the Colts this game. Yeah, give me the Colts this game.
No Jonathan Taylor.
But they got Zach Moss.
Is good.
He's him.
I'm salty about the Jonathan Taylor injury, so I'm going Titans.
Okay, all right. You can do that all you want to. Titans are awful.
They are.
Bronco. Ooh, this is a pretty good one. The Broncos versus the Texans.
6-5 versus 6-5. And shout out, man. Shout out the Broncos, man. They was 1-5. They end up going on a 5-game win streak when people try to say they was dead in the water. Sean Payton, hey man, he's a needle mover.
He's a needle mover.
He's a needle mover for sure.
Yeah, Russ playing good football.
Yep.
The defense is hooping.
Yep, run game is going. Hey man,
give me the Broncos.
Ooh, the Broncos.
Yeah, give me the Broncos. They on a 5-game winning streak. I just like the way the Broncos are playing. They're playing really good football on both ends. Give me the Broncos. I mean, I like the Texans too, but I just think the hotter team right now is the Broncos. Russell Wilson, he's going to protect the football, and that defense with PS2. Hopefully, he's not defending Nico Collins and he's defending Tank Dell because, I need my man Nico Collins to go off.
I wonder if Noah Brown is going to be back.
He probably will.
Yeah, I might go Broncos too then.
Mm-hmm.
They just been on fire recently. I think Texans dropped their last 2.
I forget. I know they lost to the Jags for sure.
They lost to the Jags.
I think they played they played the Bengals and the Jags back to back. I think it was. Was it?
Or was it the Cardinals they played?
It was the Cardinals. It was the Cardinals. It was the Cardinals. And
so they just lost their last.
Yeah.
one. Okay.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Broncos. I think they got the defense to at least get a couple stops.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
C.J. Stroud is still young, even though he's been pretty good. So far. But
Tank Dell, man, he's a future star, bro.
Man, I wanted him on the Cowboys so bad,
bro. Man,
it's not hard to evaluate talent.
It isn't, bro. Like everybody knew he was gonna be good. Everybody knew he was gonna be good, and he slipped to like the second. What was it, second or third round or something?
Yeah, man,
that wide receiver class is elite.
Outside of QJ and Jonathan Mingo.
Yeah, besides those two, bro, like you go to Josh Downs, Tank Dell, Jaden Reed, obviously the first rounders, and with Zay Flowers, with JSN, and obviously not QJ.
Jordan Addison.
Oh my God, I'm still mad about that one. I'm still like, how can you let Puka Nacua. Yeah. And Demario Douglas, yeah.
Michael Wilson showed some good stuff.
Yeah, man, so many good receivers from that 2023 class. 2024 is gonna be good too.
That class is
Malik Neighbors, obviously the top two, easily Malik Neighbors and Marvin Harrison Jr. Like that's top two.
I don't know if Brian Thomas is coming out.
Yeah, but those are definitive top two.
Receiver, Keon Coleman.
Yeah,
it's a lot of dudes, man.
Yeah.
Film season is going to be a ball.
All right, let's go to the Lions versus the Saints.
Derek Carr, can you give me one more day?
Give me the Lions in this game.
Derek Carr, can you give me one more day? I ain't asking for a week. I'm not asking for a month. I just need one more day. You don't got to win. Just put up at least 20 points in fantasy.
20 points.
I'm going Lions, though.
Yeah.
They need to bounce. They're going to bounce back from that Thanksgiving loss, coming off of 10 days of rest, so they should be
motivated and healthy. They're going to stand on business, although that defense is kind of stinky right now. Yeah.
That Cowboys game is going to be a shootout. Score might be 50-49 or something.
And then the Saints, they're kind of banged up on offense. Like I think Chris Olave might not play. Rashid Shaheed, he might not play as well. So it's gonna be like Alvin Kamara.
On the waivers.
The starting tight end that I picked up off waivers.
Jawan Johnson.
Yeah, Jawan Johnson, and It's looking kind of bad for them. So
I might pick up Jake Brown and no troll.
But yeah, that's one of the reasons why I'm going with the Lions this game. All right, let's go to the Falcons versus the Jets. Man, let's go. I'm gonna go with the Falcons this game. The
Jets are horrible. Man.
It's bad. We uploaded a video when it's the two culprits for the Jets' downfall, and it's not Zach Wilson. It's actually the head coach, and it's the GM. And we talked about this before regarding not picking up a veteran backup quarterback, an actual backup quarterback, not some third string, because the Jets right now, they're playing 2 third string. They're playing 2 guys that should be on the practice squad. Like, that's why they're losing. That's why they suck. And then the offense coordinator is terrible. He's terrible. So you have, not only do you have 2 quarterbacks that are practice squad level, you also have an offensive coordinator that's not helping at all. And then the head coach comes out and like, Breece Hall, he needs to,
throwing players under the bus.
He needs to stop going for those home run plays and go for those tough yards. I'm like, bruh, the reason he's going for the home run plays is because y'all can't move the ball down the field. So he's trying to help the offense in any way possible because he understands that the offense is not going to move down the field very often. And see, that first week when he was getting like, 5 or 6 touches, and every touch, it was like 20 plus yards. I mean, that was fool's gold at his best. That was like, remember when Davon Achan was doing that crazy stuff like from week 3 to like week 5 or something. Like it was something like that.
Get hurt, to be fair.
It was. But
Raheem Mostert picked up the slack.
Yeah, he did. But Breece Hall, like just Robert Saleh. Oh my God, like is he gonna keep his job? Like I really don't know. But it depends.
I wouldn't be surprised if he gets fired.
Honestly, it comes down to Aaron Rodgers. Like if Aaron Rodgers says I want Robert Saleh to stay, guess what? They're gonna stay. They sold their soul on Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, he's the big dog on campus. He's the person in charge. It's not the GM. It's not the head coach. It's Aaron Rodgers. You know, we talk about LeBron James, le GM, le coach. That's what Aaron Rodgers is with the Jets. He's the coach. He's the GM. He's the person in charge of everything. Like the buck stops with him because guess what? They sold their soul on Aaron Rodgers. And who else are they gonna get? Where are they gonna go to? Like, seriously.
If they don't have, did they give up that first round pick?
No, they didn't.
Oh, so they still got a first.
They still have a first, but you still have Aaron Rodgers on the contract. That's the thing.
Yeah, that is true.
So it's like, what you gonna do?
I mean, honestly, they need to either go receiver, line, or QB.
They need to go offensive line badly, like desperately. They need offensive line like desperately. All right, but anywho, yeah, give me the Falcons this game. Please, B. John, give me another like 27, 25 point fantasy game. I need another generational game from them. All right, let's go to Dolphins and Commanders. This one again, Dolphins going away. Damn, they got them 9.5. Oh my God, not surprising. Yeah, give me the Dolphins this game.
Got Dolphins outright. I need Tyreek Hill to get 200 yards and 2 touchdowns.
I won't be surprised if like Tua turns the ball over like a couple of times because I feel like this game it just seems like
it's supposed to be raining tomorrow too.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Tua turns the ball over a couple of times.
It's going to be a rain game. Oh, actually, no, it might not be. It's supposed to rain early, but not later. So.
I expect Tyreek Hill to have a monster game yet again. Like he's gonna go off.
Yeah.
All right. Next game on the docket, Panthers versus Buccaneers. You know, now the Frank Wright is gone. I think was it one of the assistant coach got fired or was it somebody else? I forget. It was some people on that coaching staff.
Running backs coach, I think.
Yeah, it was people on that coaching staff that got fired with Frank Wright. It's just a bad situation. It really is. And I have to say this about the Panthers. They really did Bryce Young like a disservice. David Tepper. This is the problem when you have an owner trying to get in the way of everything. Football like if you're an owner and you hire football guys, let the football guys do their job. Like, okay, because if it doesn't work out, then well, it's not going to be on you because all you did was just hire them and you allowed them to do their job. Their job.
Even Jerry Jones said, you know what? Usually Jerry Jones got his hands on everything. But this year he's like, I'm going to let everybody cook.
Yeah, exactly. You got to let them cook because at the end of the day, if you do that and it doesn't work out, well, guess what? It's not your fault. You hired them. You allowed them to do whatever it is. And if it doesn't pan out, it doesn't pan out. And you still don't have a bad reputation because you're an owner that allows the coaches, allows the people in charge that you put in place to do their job. So David Tepper, if I'm a coaching candidate, like I don't want to go to the Panthers. Like if I'm Brian Johnson, if I'm Ben Johnson, like I don't want to go to the Panthers. Like that is a terrible situation, bruh. Oh my God. And no, they don't have a first round pick. And here's another thing. If I'm the Panthers, I'm trading J.C. Horn. I'm trading Brian Burns because those are the only two guys that people will really want and going to give you a lot of picks for. So you have to trade those players. You have to get some picks and get an offensive line. Like, get an offensive line for Bryce Young so he can have time to throw the football because he's getting killed every single week. I'm surprised he only missed one game.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
It was a picture last week. He was laid out on the ground. It wasn't funny, but it was, though. I was like, man, they getting that boy killed back there.
Right, yes.
Hakeem McConan was terrible.
Yes. So, but they're not doing, like, again, they had the opportunity to trade Brian Burns for like 3 first-round picks, and they decided not to.
Last year, yeah, it was 2 first-round picks.
2 first-round
picks. And they
picks.
declined that. I'm like, you're not close to winning.
I know, you're not close to winning. And
now you may get a first-round pick after this year. Maybe.
Like, at the end of the day, I get it. You wanna have those sort of those players in place, those sort of franchise players, cornerstone players. But dog, y'all stink all over the place. Like, after that, just worry about the quarterback, and then those franchise cornerstone players will come eventually.
Like, I hate teams that don't know it yet because they haven't committed to it. They should have committed to a rebuild as soon as Cam left.
Mm-hmm.
They should have been, you know what? It's time to restart.
Mm-hmm.
But no, they've been trying. They thought Sam Darnold was going to be a guy. Mm-hmm. They thought
Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, Baker Mayfield and Andy Dalton, and it's just like, bro, just it's over.
Yeah, it's over. It is. Yep. And traded DJ Moore, which is stupid, just to move up to number 1. Unbelievable. That is just sabotage.
DJ Moore was top 5 in yards, by the way.
That is just sabotage. Draft the quarterback number 1, but get rid of the number 1 receiver. All right. Well, anywho, I have the Buccaneers this game going away. Yeah. 49ers versus Eagles. Ooh, this is the game, fellas. This is the game.
This is exactly what we've been waiting for.
Exactly, bruh. Who you got winning, man?
Who do I have?
How you see this game
Eagles
looking?
are at home. Eagles are at home. They are. San Francisco is 3-point favorites on the road. That is interesting. I have the San Francisco 49ers taking this game, and I think they will win by a margin of a touchdown. I think they'll win by at least a touchdown. The Eagles are a good team. They've been you can argue there's been some luck involved over these past few weeks. I think the luck stops here. Well, at least for this game. Because I think the 49ers, they've been on a whole different stratosphere. You just look at recent games and you look at the Eagles and look for the 49ers been stomping their opponents. And yeah, man, Brock Purdy, I think Brock Purdy will have a good day because the Eagles defense, I mean, their front line, the line are good. The line is great.
On the Eagles?
Yeah, but when you get to that back end, them linebackers and safeties and corners, yeah, man, it's really Darius Slay or bust out there for real, man. I mean, Kevin Byard can make a play or two, but other than that, I just say, and the 49ers will have their guys healthy. So, yeah, man, I really don't see how the Eagles. Well, I see how the Eagles could win, but I doubt it.
I know how
they got to get the Brock Purdy.
I know how they'll win.
How they'll win.
You know what we love about football? The trenches.
Trenches.
The trenches. Here's what's gonna happen. So I had the Eagles winning this game.
Ooh.
You know why?
Why?
Because of them trenches.
Okay.
I think, and I'll admit this, we were wrong about just the San Francisco 49ers offensive line.
Yeah, they really aren't that good.
They're not that good. Trent Williams is one of the greatest of all time. He's still great. He's still one of the top 3 left tackles in the league. But
he's no Tyron Smith.
Excuse me?
You see what Tyron
I mean, he's been great. He's been great this year. But come on now. Don't do that. Don't do that. Trent Williams.
I don't like Trent Williams.
I know you don't like Trent Williams because he used to play for the other team, but anywho.
And he's a dirty player. But
anywho, back to what I was saying, all right? Here's the deal. The Eagles, that offensive line is something special. Like, literally, like, Jason Kelsey, Lane Johnson, some other guys on that line. Those guys are something special. And when they want to run the ball, they gonna run the ball. They're gonna get what they want. And I feel like although the 49ers
Are they going to get what they want in the run game?
I think they will. I think they will. And here's the thing. Although, yes, the 49ers pass rush is phenomenal, I think the Eagles can still get what they want on the ground game. And I feel like when it comes down to the trenches, offensively and defensively, I think the Eagles are going to win in that department. And I think that's what's going to come down to. I believe that the Eagles will be able to get to Brock Purdy. I believe they will make it uncomfortable for Brock Purdy in the pocket. And that's where Brock Purdy is at his worst, is when you make it uncomfortable in the pocket. He's not really a guy that can sort of extend plays to the level of, like, let's say a Josh Allen, obviously Lamar, Patrick Mahomes. Huh?
I said we're
even Jalen Hurts, and from he's limited in that department. Like, there's no debate about that. Like, he's
Dak Prescott.
Oh my God! Like Brock Purdy, we talked about this before. Oh my God! Like, people just keep the Discord.
I'm not even sure what fight they're fighting here, because if they're trying to argue that Brock Purdy is elite, then they need to just never discuss football again.
Listen.
I'm not even sure what fight they're fighting.
Listen, Brock Purdy. I'll say this. Off the top, he can read a defense.
It's a high-end game, man.
He can read a defense. He goes through his progressions. He can manipulate. He manipulates the safeties. He manipulates the linebackers. He can do all that stuff. But here's the thing: so can 15 other quarterbacks do that. My whole thing with Brock Purdy is that what he's doing is nothing special. What he's doing, because I've seen 14, 15 other quarterbacks be able to do that. That's all I'm saying. When it comes to elite, and we're going to get to that, what is an elite quarterback? You have to have a certain trait, a certain special trait that not many quarterbacks can do, in my opinion, when it comes to being that elite caliber quarterback. And with Brock Purdy, I look at him and I say, what he's doing, I've seen 15 other quarterbacks do.
You know what I say? If I describe Brock Purdy, I would say if there was 100 points he could spin in 5 different traits, or 4 different traits of being the elite QB, or it's there 5. It would be 20 all around, instead of just being, this is maybe 40 and this is maybe 35 or something. He would just be 20s all around. That's what I describe Brock Purdy as.
And
which isn't a bad.
It's not bad, man. Like, I've seen quarterbacks win Super Bowls.
Joe Flacco won.
Yeah,
Super Bowl.
man. I've seen quarterbacks win Super Bowl, like Nick Foles. Even though Nick Foles, he's a career backup. But anywho, I've seen quarterbacks win Super Bowls, and they weren't the most talented. I look at the 49ers. I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo went to a Super Bowl, and they almost won it. If Jimmy Garoppolo was accurate at the end, and he hit, I don't know if it was Debo or whoever it was.
It wasn't Debo. It was
Emmanuel Sanders.
It might have been.
Emmanuel Sanders, I think he was open and stuff. If you would have hit him there, that probably would have been the game. But anywho, back to the thing. I just look at Brock Purdy and I say to myself, okay, he's a solid QB, but the thing that he does, I've seen so many other QBs, starting QBs in the league right now, not the guys that are hurt right now, because if we count those guys, then it'll be almost 20. But right now, the QBs that are starting at this moment, I've seen 15 QBs be able to do the same exact thing if they were in that offense. So that's my whole argument. It's not that Brock Purdy, he can't process, he can't read a defense. He can obviously read a defense. It's just the fact of, what does he do that's special? What does he do that separates him from almost every other QB in the league? And I feel like some of the conversation is that, Brock Purdy, he should be in the same class as Mahomes, as Joe Burrow, and all that. I'm like, how? Because he does a lot of the same things that 14, 15 other QBs do. Oh my God, he can process the defense. Yeah. That's what you're supposed to do as a starting QB. Oh my God, he manipulated that linebacker or that safety. Yeah, you're supposed to do that. That's. But what separates you from your competition? There's nothing that separates him from everybody else. Oh my God, Dan Orlovsky went on First Take and said, if Brock Purdy beats the Eagles, he's in the top 5. I'm like,
top 5 what?
Top 5?
Top 5
QBs.
What? QBs that played for the 49ers in the past 5
top
years?
Top 5 QBs overall, man. I'm like,
Let's
what?
play a quick game right quick. You taking Brock Purdy over Pat Mahomes?
No.
Justin Herbert?
No.
Lamar Jackson?
No.
Jalen Hurts?
No.
Dak Prescott?
No.
Joe Burrow?
No.
Trevor Lawrence?
No.
Josh Allen?
No.
Kirk Cousins?
No.
Kyler Murray?
No.
Dang.
I'm not taking him over Tua. I'm not taking over Jared
Dang.
Goff. Like, come on, bruh. I'm not taking him over Matthew
CJ
Stafford.
Stroud?
No, I'm not taking him over CJ Stroud. Come on, bruh. What we doing here? Like he's a solid QB. He is all right.
Are
But
you taking Brock Purdy over Russell Wilson?
oh my God. Ooh. Russell Wilson been playing good ball. I might have to go with Russ. I might have to go with Russ. That's a tough one because Russ, you know, he last year and then the first part, but just the way that Russ has been able to overcome certain things, I'll probably go with Russ. I'll probably go with Russ also. So that's the thing. Like, it's just we can give him credit, but don't try to overrate him. Yeah, like, please. let's be honest about what we're doing. I was reading the comments, and you know, I told you I watched all 22 on the Seahawks game, and literally the most impressive throw I seen was the touchdown to Brandon Ayuk. That was the most impressive throw I see. Every other throw was okay. Hey, I'm gonna throw the short pass to CMC. Okay, yeah, he threw with anticipation, but again, how impressive really is that?
I believe I seen a graphic, and it was charting QB on target throws and the amount of separation they get. And Brock Purdy is literally throwing to wide open dudes based on a chart. Like the separation is off the freaking charts. Yet he's accurate throwing it.
Yeah, he's accurate, but it's not like
he's throwing to wide open dudes.
It's not like it's tight windows. Yeah, like the windows aren't very tight, and I'm looking at them like, okay, yeah, it's precise, it's accurate, but they're not tight window throws. I'm looking at the Seahawks game, and I'm saying a lot of these passes, the receiver, the tight end, ran a really good route. It was a really good concept. And, yeah, he threw with anticipation before they could get off their route beforehand. But at the same time, the tight end, the receiver, it wasn't a tight window throw. Like, it was pretty simple. It was a pretty simple pass. So how much credit can I really give him for, okay, yeah, he was accurate, but at the same time, it wasn't that difficult.
You can give him credit, but the notion that he's like anywhere close to elite is what needs to be stopped. If you wanted to just say Brock Purdy's a good QB, I don't think people would really push back too much on that. They'll probably say, "Oh, he's a system QB."
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, I saw one of the most idiotic comments of my life. Dude posted. I'm pulling this up and reading it. This is the dumbest thing I've ever read in my life. He said, "Yeah, I'm gonna do it in the stupid voice too." He said, I genuinely dare anyone who sees this to name a QB in the NFL who isn't a system QB. Then he says, which means they don't follow the scheme whatsoever and do things their way in the NFL right now as well. What are you talking about? That is not what a system QB ever meant. What QB is going out there and saying, forget what the offensive coordinator, forget what the head coach, I'm gonna do my own thing. What are you talking about? You see how this is why I call them I Am Legend monsters. They literally have no coherent argument. They just saying stuff. He just redefined what a system QB was. Mm-hmm. You fool! Pat Mahomes is not a system QB. Mm-hmm. Oh man, this is why I don't even like engaging with comments because people are just, oh my goodness.
Yeah, they're ridiculous, man.
He said name a QB that's not a system QB.
Oh my God, man!
Oh my goodness,
like,
Lord help him.
When I hear the term system QB, I'm thinking like a QB that is reliant on that certain system that they're under, and if they're not in that system, they're not gonna thrive in it. Like I'm looking like that. That's what I'm seeing when I'm hearing the term system QB. Like Jimmy Garoppolo, I look at he's a system QB, and so with Brock Purdy, I mean, time will tell. Is it possible that maybe he's more than just a system QB? Because right now it is a second year and he has been really good. So I'll give him credit on that one. Like for your second year and being this sort of proficient, that accurate, and efficient. Yeah, I'll give him credit on that one because doing that in 2 years is very impressive. And I remember when Russell Wilson, when he came into the league, we were looking at him like as a game manager at first, with the ability to come through in the clutch. And nobody was saying, "Oh, Russell Wilson is elite." But then 2015 came around, and it was like, "Ooh, maybe Russell Wilson is elite." And so maybe through time will tell. Maybe Brock Purdy will eventually get to that elite level. But right now, no, I just don't see it. I've watched the tape, I've watched the film, I watched the games, and he's not doing anything that 15, 14 other quarterbacks right now couldn't do under that same system. And he doesn't have elite traits. He doesn't have like special traits that separates him from majority of the quarterbacks that we've seen. And this one person like, if you can only count on one hand the amount of impressive throws you've seen, then you haven't watched enough Brock Purdy. I'm like, okay, bro. Like, yeah, whatever you say, bro. But yeah, it just hurts my head just thinking about Brock Purdy because people just. Oh yeah, and another person, Louis Riddick, he was also saying, "Oh, Brock Purdy, he had Brock Purdy as his MVP," and I'm just like, bro,
what?
I'm just like, oh my god. And
if Brock Purdy's so elite, why is the notion that CMC should be the MVP over him? If he's so elite, so good, why is the running back getting MVP consideration over him?
I don't understand it at all. He's playing solid football, efficient football, but the degree of difficulty is not there. I don't see the degree of difficulty compared to a Mahomes, compared to a Dak Prescott, compared to even a Jalen Hurts. I don't see that degree of difficulty because the receivers, the scheme, the way that they're schemed open, like it's not a lot of tight window throws with him. Can he make some tight window throws? Yeah, occasionally, but I don't see a whole lot of that. And me personally, how much credit can I really give for a guy when he doesn't have to do a whole lot of that? And that's just me. But again, they can win the Super Bowl that way. They could possibly win the Super Bowl that way. And another thing with Brock Purdy, and then we'll transition. Brock Purdy, when he's behind in games, what is he? He's not that great. That's another thing. Like
we seen him without all the talent when people was hurt.
Mm-hmm.
What did he look like?
He looked pretty mediocre.
Pedestrian.
Yeah, so it's like, well, I've seen one game where they were behind and he was able to come through, and that was the Raiders. But the Raiders stink. Like, come on now. Now people go to take this clip and like, well, now you want to nitpick what teams and all that, but it's the truth. It's the truth. And after that game, when was the last time we seen Brock Purdy down and he was able to elevate his game? Like, we haven't seen it. Against the Bengals, he didn't do it. Against other teams, he didn't do it. And that's just another thing that where I'm just that's just another thing where I'm looking at him like, okay, like, is he really as good as he's advertised? And so, like with Dak Prescott, he was finally able to prove that no, Dak even when behind, like he's him. Jalen Hurts, like he's even better when he's behind, albeit sometimes the refs get in the way, but still he's able to produce when it's asked upon him. And that's what makes a great quarterback, is that when you put him in like not the best scenarios, not the most ideal scenarios, they're still able to play at their best. That's what makes Brady the GOAT and stuff. Anywho, I have the Eagles this game, and
I still got the Niners.
Yeah, I have the Eagles this game.
I actually need the Niners to win.
I bet you do. Anywho, and by the way, like, just goddamn, like all these damn essays on the comment section. Like another dude just posted an essay response. I'm like, God, like it's that deep for them. It's that deep for these people.
I'm not reading that.
I appreciate the engagement, but god damn, bruh. God damn. Anywho, let's go to
is there possible to put a character limit?
Yeah. God damn, bro. Like 3 is like, I'm like, bro, y'all writing articles up in here. These are opinion pieces. All right, let's go to the Rams versus the Browns. I'm gonna go with the Browns this game. I just don't see how the Rams are able to move the ball.
You don't see how the Rams can move the ball?
Nah, man, the Browns defense is.
They are really good.
Really good. And then
do you trust who's starting even for the?
That's a great question. That is a really good question. But the Rams defense isn't good.
Is a short field.
The Rams defense is not good though.
I think they'll be good enough to win. I got the Rams.
All right. I got the Browns this game. All right. Let's go to my game, the Packers versus the Chiefs, the 8:00 game. I'm gonna go with the Chiefs on the road.
I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. They're not covering 6 points.
I'll say this though, like this will be a big test for Jordan Love.
Is tough.
Man, oh man, I cannot wait for this game because if Jordan Love can produce this game, I'm just saying, like the future is bright.
Yeah,
the future is very bright because I remember the first time he played Kansas City. Remember the immunized. Remember Aaron Rodgers? I'm immunized. Yeah, and he lied and stuff like that. And they played Kansas City, and for one of the rarest occasions, the Packers defense actually showed up. And then Jordan Love, he played like complete trash. Like he was.
Yeah, it was a hard one.
He was trash that game. If we had Aaron Rodgers, would have beat the Chiefs. Anywho, this is gonna be a big test for him, and we'll see. But I have the Chiefs this game.
Yeah, you got the Chiefs.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the last game on the docket. Let's go to the Bengals and the Jaguars. Give me the Jaguars this game. Jake Browning.
Bengals season is over.
It is. It's unfortunate. You know, my guy Joe Burrow. I hate to see it, but yeah, I need Jamar Chase to get locked down. I'm playing somebody with Jamar Chase. I need him to get locked down, and yeah, man. I really hope this Jags offense like continues to produce because I need my boy Calvin Ridley to get it going. Hey man, my boy Calvin Ridley, boy. Hey, they finally woke up. They finally got my guy playing like a number one.
I'm happy for you.
Yes. I told him.
Put on a masterclass in that draft.
Mm-hmm.
How did we let him get away with it?
I told you. I knew it. I was like, bruh, you know what it is? I hate it, but I hate that they're so dependent on the personnel, but it's Zay Jones. Every time Zay Jones is healthy, Calvin really goes off. Like, it's unbelievable.
Zay Jones got gravity.
Yeah, he got gravity, bro. He got gravity on his offense. It's unbelievable. But thank God for Zay Jones. Thank God. Trevor Lawrence, hey man, he moving up on my rankings. If I had a QB ranking right now, I'd put him on all right. Like he playing good football these past 2 weeks. I'm just saying. And that defense, you know, they're always pretty solid as well. So I like the Jags this week again, and hopefully you see what happens when you have Calvin Ridley, who's a number one, have him play like a number one. You see what happens. You see what happens when you give your number 8 overall pick, your running back. I'm talking about Bijan Robinson, the ball. You see what happens when you do that. You win football games. When you get your best players the football, you win football games. Your offense plays a lot better. So I'm glad these coaches are finally realizing that. You see what happens when you give CD the ball more. Yeah. The offense produces a lot better. When CD started getting 100+ yards and like 10 receptions and a touchdown, the offense became dynamic. The offense became unstoppable. And now the offense, we look at the Cowboys offense, which was a glaring weakness in the beginning. Now it's a top 3 offense. Yes. These coaches, they try to overcomplicate things. It's very simple.
You see, Shanahan laid out the blueprint for the most part. You see what happens? You get Debo the ball, get CMC the ball, you're gonna win games.
Mm-hmm.
Mike McDaniel, you get Tyreek the ball, you get Jalen Wilder the ball, you're gonna win games.
Mm-hmm.
So, Sean McVay, you give Cooper Kupp the ball. You saw what happened. He had a triple crown season. Yeah. They won the Super Bowl.
Don't overcomplicate things, coaches. Just get your best players the ball. Scheme them open. Do something. Don't try to, this coverage, this coverage is trying to take them away, so we're just going to go to, the other guys. Like, no, bro. Try to get your best. Yes, don't be lazy. Don't be lazy.
No different looks at them. Like,
don't be lazy.
Look, cold world. Still a cold world. And a couple of y'all is cool, but we a little more thorough. Whole time, a little more girls. You know I spit that 6 shit and it's still no cure. Hold up, loud packs like I